Hey everybody, Hindi and Chayale here, and we are here to give you some bad advice. Just kidding. We are going to share with you some bad advice that we have heard, and we kind of want to nitpick and tear apart what we don't like about it and see what you think. And we are back for another episode on some advice that our listeners have gotten. The advice for today is that's just Bochur behavior. He will grow out of it. So kind of like a promising to whatever this negative behavior is, or whatever that immature behavior, or just singularly bochurish behavior is, he will eventually grow out of it. I'm just going to say, I see a truth in that, right? Like let's just give like a transition period of going from being single Bochur to married man. So yes, that's true to an extent. What do you say, Chayla?
So you're saying the individual reached out about a particular behavior, which she doesn't mention, and the response was, "This is just Bochur behavior. He'll grow out of it. Like, give him time to get over it."
Right.
So like thinking of some examples of what she might have reached out about, like maybe him going to a lot of farbrengens, maybe staying late on Shabbos day in shul.
Right. I feel like not showing up on time, maybe like kind of being like fluid with time. I would imagine something like, let's say, like sleep patterns. I feel like Bahram have kind of like a different sleep
Right,
situation
like
going on.
sleeping on the couch instead of like making the effort to get to his bed.
Right. Or going to sleep at what a woman would consider a normal time, right?
Yeah. Or maybe even just like his sense of humor, or like the conversations around the Shabbos table that like are either reminiscing about his yeshiva days, or very much like boyish humor that feels like immature and teenagery.
I'm even thinking of like, let's say, like using like Yinglish, like a lot of Yiddish in the English. I
Like
think
not a developed vocabulary, not necessarily articulate or expressive in the way that like his wife wants him to be.
right, right. I'm trying to think of all the triggering behaviors that could affect a woman. Um, yeah, so I think those are enough examples. We're not going to actually go into all of those examples, obviously, because we're just addressing the sentence of advice that this woman received, which was that he'll just grow out of it. And I think that's the main point that we should be looking at first of all. Telling someone that someone will grow out of something is like a little bit like a false promise. Like you don't necessarily know, right? This might actually be this person's personality. This might be he is a night owl. He does appreciate the farbrengens. He does want to stay late after to like remain in that Bochur behavior. Like he wants to stay a Bochur in certain ways. Like he could dig in his heels about this. So to say that he'll grow out of it is not necessarily true.
Right.
And okay, and
Well, yeah, I think that's in continuation of that. It might not be true because you said this might just be who he is. The framing of the behavior is not going to serve you, right? Like, oh, this is Bochur behavior, right? Like, this could be, like you said, a personality. It could be a value system. It's an education. It's a culture. I think sometimes like we actually like a girl will or a woman will have reached for something in search of a husband within her culture, and this is what a Bochur looks like in, let's say, the Chabad culture, and then sort of be rejecting everything that comes along with that, right? Like she wanted a Lubavitch Bochur, but then she wants him to like quickly metamorphosize into something else. So like she wanted him to have that background, but then like turn into a different person. So I think when we talk about space and value, like looking to value the person that we're with. So what value system does he carry? And acknowledging that this is a value system that you subscribe to and it's something that you want and have chosen. And it's one of those things that it feels like, with a different perspective, could be seen as charming and youthful and fun and, like,
Yeah.
I
No,
think the
that's a
sense
great
that, oh,
point.
he's going to grow out of it, it's like we're waiting for this to, like, we can't live now, we have to wait.
Definitely not serving her. I mean, and we're not even addressing like the immense amount of judgment in thinking that way, like in thinking that he is wrong or he is immature or whatever it is, this behavior, it's gonna go away, right? Like all of that, like you're saying, like it is the now. So what you're doing is you're just basically dismissing who he is right now and
Yeah,
judging
and
it.
also we want to be careful in general, because I don't think this ever serves us in a marriage where we create a hierarchy. And this is something I think that's coming up repeatedly in the examples of the various types of advice that are not serving people. Something that puts you in a position where you feel better than. So in this case, it would be, I'm more mature, I'm more
Hmm.
sophisticated, I'm more developed, I've been in the workforce for longer, so I know how to deal with people, I know how to talk to people. Oh, the way he talks to people, he sounds like a bochur. The way he sleeps, he looks like a bochur. So everything, it's like, okay, so I'm the sophisticated one, I'm the mature one, I'm developed, I know. And then it creates this gap and this feeling of like higher and lower, which is so uncomfortable in a relationship, which again, not going to serve you. And yes, you're different. And there's for sure areas where those things could be true. You could have areas where you're more sophisticated. You could have areas where you're more developed. But also, there's so much benefit to a person having a youthful side to them, and having a simplicity or having an innocence or having a purity in the way that they're interacting with the world around them. And I don't know, like
Yeah, or
there's
like a fluidity, a lack of
fluidity. Yeah.
rigidity, um, like that being flexible, and the lack of judgment on himself is also like a blessing.
Yeah.
That probably would play out also in the relationship too, a lack of judgment on you. So like there's a lot there to value, to appreciate, and to not see through the hierarchical lens.
Yeah, and it's also, if a behave like if we do have something about us, and this goes both ways, a man or woman that is needs time for us to grow into or develop, or we all are growing all the time. Um, Having our spouse kind of like waiting on the side for us to like grow out of it is not a very inspiring space to grow into, like knowing that your partner's like kind of waiting for you to be done with a certain behavior so that they could move on with their life. I don't know, for me that would be very paralyzing. I would, like you said, I would dig my heels in. I would just be like, no, this is me, like I'm not changing. So acceptance and valuing and embracing a person as they are, if anything, is more inspiring for growth. So, yeah.
Right. Obviously, we're talking about things that are more neutral. We're not talking about, God forbid, um, just accepting behaviors that are dangerous or,
Alarming.
um, yeah, alarming or, yeah, on that side of, uh, what would you say?
Well,
Like we're
yeah,
not
I think
talking
like,
about high risk
yeah,
behaviors.
if you went to somebody and said, like, I think my husband has a real problem with alcohol, and the response that you got is like, oh, it's just bochur behavior, he'll get out of it, then that's bad
Right.
advice for a different reason, because
Right.
that situation needs to be dealt with more seriously. So that would be bad advice. And the opposite, like you're undermining a challenge that needs to be looked at.
Yeah, exactly. So if someone's situation is one of those more high risk situations that has a dynamic that is really scary or unhealthy, then it should be carefully considered. Um, okay. So for that reason, just waiting for someone to grow out of some bochur behavior, for those reasons, rather, not feeling like that's the best advice to give to someone.
We would love to hear your feedback, thoughts, and questions.
Please leave a comment below or email us at yourrelationship@gmail.com.
Looking forward to connecting with you.
See you next time.